CMP Radio. Hello. CMPradio.net, man. You already know it's your boy Uncle P. And I'm back, right? Yeah. Damn, P, didn't you just get done doing an interview? Yes, I just got done an interview with Chester Community Coalition, but right now I am about to interview Mr. John Streets.
What up?
Talk into the microphone.
Yes,
like you in the studio. Let's act like we in the studio. Because I know you know how to sing.
Sure.
I know you know how to make melodies, right?
Yes, sir.
I watched you over the last couple of years, man, go from, being up in New York, creating your wave. You feel me? Not riding nobody else's.
Sure.
Just doing what you felt as though you needed to do.
Yes, sir.
And you're back in the area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the question I have for you, let's start it off. Where did your love for music first begin?
Just growing up, I realized that I could sing in key. I realized when I could sing, I realized when I sang, it sounded good. And I'm like, hold it, am I the only one that feel, so I sang around some people. And I remember a crowd, it's like a crowd of my friends, they was just all just yelling. You know how kids is, they scream. But see, I started singing to myself and started singing loud so people could hear me. And I just started hearing the crowd just get quiet. And I turned around, everybody was looking at me. Right. They're like, yo, sing that again. And, so, yeah.
Okay. What was the first instrument you ever picked up?
First instrument was a guitar.
Okay.
Actually, my aunt and my uncle Kurt, they actually lived on Patterson Street because that's how I started off. I started off on Patterson Street as a young kid. Right. And they put the guitar in my hand, and I ain't even really know. And they took a picture of me. And it's a picture of me as a little kid, like this big.
Guitar.
And I'm holding a guitar. Little did I know, like 20 years later, 25 years later, I end up with it again.
Who are some of the people that you looked up to that your musical influences? I'm gonna say, Jimi Hendrix should be one, but I don't know. You might not,
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix, he blew my mind.
Right.
He let me know the possibilities of a guitar. You know what I mean? He's like the Corvette. He's like an athlete,
right.
Guitar playing.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, he the Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's what made me want to play. But then I was also intimidated by the way he played. And then I started listening to other people. I realized that, little laid back white dudes, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of, you know what I mean? That can't really sing good, you know what I mean? The way they played chill. I was like, man, you know what? Okay, I can try to play like Jimmy, and I can keep it calm too at the same time. I'm like, you know what? I can sing. I gotta learn how to play guitar, so I can grow with the music.
So where'd you take lessons? You taught yourself? You're self-taught?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Say, I need you to come in here and take over. So we're trying to do a radio, not a radio, a basement joint. Remember back in the day, Rap City, the basement, you feel me? Like, we're trying to do that. So, you got to hit DJ Naj B up, man. We'll get you to come back through and do that, right? Because I definitely want to see how you play, man. I've never been able to see you in person, right? Even though you're out, they say you're out everywhere.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, somebody said you was at the Wawa.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
I'm the parking lot pimp.
Are you the parking lot pimp?
Yeah, for
okay,
sure.
I get that, right?
They really run the money to me like, hey, here you go. It's pimping.
Yeah, that's pimping. What was there ever a particular moment of performance that made you say, this is what I want to do with my life?
Yeah, it's really because it's the only thing that I felt that belonged to me. Nothing else felt like it belonged to me. I was always like either, I felt like I was being held back or stopped or I wasn't taught enough but I felt like, insecurity, wariness, the lack of support. It's like singing, I felt I needed no support. Right. It was something with me. It's like, you know what? I don't need nobody's support with this. I'm going to do this because this is mine. This is like walking. I don't need nobody to encourage me to walk.
Right.
Get up and walk.
Right. Okay. How did you develop your sound? That John Streets sound. Like, what did you have to go through? And would you say it's still evolving, or?
Yeah, it's still evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how I developed my sound was just kept going, kept being high, not writing, having a whole bunch of thoughts in my head, and not knowing what to do with them, not focusing enough to articulate it. And then I sober up, and then next thing you know, when I mean sober up, I mean cut back on the weed, cut back on the liquor. I was sober up, and then all my thoughts would just start flowing, and I'll be able to organize and write everything out, and and then it's like I realized that it ain't always about just rhyming cat with hat and bat. It's about what you saying in between those lines. What does it stand for? You got some grammar skills, because that's what writing music is about. It's about grammar. You gotta study. Niggas gotta go back to school and study language arts, because that's the key. That's the reason why people can just be like saying nothing and get away with it. It's like, I'm sure Kendrick Lamar studies language arts.
Right.
That's the only jewel I'm going to drop.
Right.
And that's the most crucial jewel.
Absolutely. What is your songwriting process like, right? Do you write from experience? You were just talking about it, but do you write from experience, imagination, or a little of both?
Both.
Okay. I was just hearing Leslie was just talking about a song that you dropped, that she downloaded. She probably stole it. She should probably give right. She should probably give you like $10, right, for having it on her iTunes Nano or whatever.
I had it on my iPod.
Whatever,
Nano.
whatever she had it on, right? She stole it from you. You feel me? Like black people do. You feel me? So spot him $10, man. You feel me?
No.
It was on MySpace a long time. Look, listen.
What was the title of that song?
Get to Know Me.
Get to Know Me. And what were you thinking about when you wrote that song, Get to Know Me?
Actually, I'm going to show love to my girl that was with Skip, Myra. Myra, the songwriter. A couple people know Myra. Myra been writing songs for a while. So she helped me write that song. She actually came with 2 verses and a hook. But when she kicked the first verse, I was like, I don't really like the first verse, because I felt like it wasn't me. I do want to sing. I do want to feel like it's me. Right. I'll do some capping, but at least let me cap in a character that fits myself.
Fits me, right.
Yeah, so I helped that, do that. So we kind of collaborated on Get to Know Me. But the other songs, yeah, she wrote. Any song that she wrote that was dope, I said, you know what? Yeah, I could say that. I don't need to switch nothing. Right. So Myra, I give her the props on that.
Shout out to Myra, man.
Myra and Skip for the recording, for the production.
Have you ever wrote a song for someone else?
Yeah, I help write lyrics, but mainly my music be for me. My lyrics is selfish, man. Right. I have somebody saying something out of pocket.
Right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, a lot of people say shit out of pocket. You just think they said it. You don't know until you see the credits for the song that somebody else helped them write it.
That's a fizzy.
Right.
That's a fizzy.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you ever performed in front of a crowd? What was that like? Were you nervous?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
But then it's like, as you grow out of it, though, I won't be nervous for the crowd. I'm more so nervous and want to be worried about if I'm going to hit every note right. Right. And then it's like, I cut back on the smoking. I started working out. And then when I actually started doing the notes, I actually took my vocals to another level. Yeah, it shocked me.
That's crazy. What role has music played in your healing or growth as a person?
Oh man, it's real crucial. It's something that it played a major role. It played a major role. It kind of like it heals you. It gives you like confidence. It makes you feel like it's like, man, I got something to say, man. Right. It really does. Just being a man make you feel that way. And I feel like just through my music, I just help it. I think it gave me the spirit. Gave me the spirit
to keep pushing.
Yeah,
right. Never to give up, never to quit, man. Like, people don't understand. Like, your purpose will make a path for you. You can't start it. Like, when you first started singing, were you worried about money?
Not really, because I was making money. I mean, I come from the street. Like, I don't come from the most darkest, grittiest ghettos. I don't come from the skinny streets of North Philly. Right. You know what I mean? But it's like, nah, we was making money. We was cooling. Right. We was vibing. And it's like, I just was like singing on the side. I always made sure I stuck to it. Whenever I be smoking, and I'll be smoking weed, I'll just be getting high. I'll be like, something in my head is be like, man, I gotta stop one day. I'm a singer. Right. I'm messing up my voice. Right. conscious.
Right.
That's my conscious was getting at me.
Okay. How do your roots and upbringing influence the music you create today?
It's the way what I've been through, how I was raised.
Okay.
It's like, what I mean, how I was raised, it's typical black, not necessarily typical, what I mean, coming up in a single parent household is not easy, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I went through a lot of like systematic, the white man interfered with my life a whole lot. You know what I'm saying?
White men interfere with a lot of us, bro.
Yeah.
Right. What's one lesson life has taught you that you carry in your performances?
Say it again.
One lesson that life has taught you that you carry in your performances.
I carry in my performance. Study and come correct.
Study and come correct.
Yeah, study the theory.
The theory of music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the music, music is music. If I might play a guitar note, I might play some chords, and all you hear is the sounds. When really, it's a mixture of different letters combined. You know what I mean? Like, it's a switch of different letters because each note has a name. It's a combination of different notes mixed together. It's only a song to you. But on the intelligent level, it's a mixture of notes. It's no different than like a chemist. You know what I mean? Like, it took different elements to make this metal. You know what I mean?
Right.
It took different elements to make this microphone in order for it to function properly. So it's like when it comes to playing guitar, it's the same thing.
Okay. What do you want people to feel when they hear your music live?
I want them to be entertained. I want them to be. I want them to feel the spirit of. I kind of like want to affect them and leave like a realness in them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or leave something. Like I want them to feel conviction.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want the women to feel seduction.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? I want my brothers to be encouraged to be thorough, soldier like. You know what I mean? To have to look at the world and use what it teaches us against it. Basically, switch the narrative around, especially when it comes to the music industry, because the music industry helped me. It kind of made me mad once I started to, wanting to be a part of the industry, and I started really paying attention to what the rappers be saying. And I'm just like, okay, since the rappers say, "Oh, you broke, boy, die, you so broke, boy." It's like, okay, now what realness can I pull out and put in my music? You know what I mean? So it's like, it ain't always about being broke because people doing the most for money.
Right.
So it's like, how about we talk about that? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like I got an ace. We all should have an ace up our sleeve.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be afraid to use it.
Boy, you better.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Do you have a favorite venue or performance memory that stands out? Like somewhere you played that, that constantly stands out in your memory?
The Apollo.
Ooh.
and
Tight.
and Coast to Coast Live mixtapes over at what was the venue called? I think it was a place in Miami.
Did you
Miami
won
Live?
Miami Live?
Miami Live, I
Okay.
think it was called.
Did you won the Apollo, didn't you?
No, I made it to the championship twice. The championship, it's tough. You gotta have people in there
For you.
For you, yeah.
Right.
I lost to a beatboxer. I was pissed.
Yeah.
He was talented. I lost to a beatboxer.
I
Man.
lost to a beatbox. I lost to a nigga playing with tunes with his mouth.
Yeah, he was in that joint like.
Right.
Yeah, the crazy thing about it, now he did have a little looping machine. He
Okay.
had a little loop. He had one of the joints I use.
Yeah.
I got a looper.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I said, oh, he got the looper. I said, word.
That's
okay,
over.
he's gonna be But it's like, man, I sing and I play guitar and I'm playing with the band.
Right.
People want to hear R&B, not no
Right.
beatboxing.
Right.
Oh, hey, he won that night.
So when have you ever thought about like doing your own live shows in the area? Like,
Yeah,
what
I
happened?
did.
What happens?
It's like, I mean, it's just, it's just a little rough with keeping people to show up, to get people to show up. You know what I mean? It's an emotional investment you know, to be dependent on people to show up, and you know, it may not to say that people don't show up, but it's like, you know, it's a bit of an emotional investment. So I figure like,
Think so?
yeah, it really is emotional
It
investment.
is.
I mean,
It
really
is.
is.
You get to doubt yourself when people don't, when the numbers are not high on the sale.
Yeah,
Right.
I won't necessarily
On the
doubt
door.
myself. I just more so get pissed off.
Right.
You know what I mean? And be like, damn, that's
Fuck
crazy. Not
And you show up a half an hour late. You feel me?
No,
Oh,
I'll be
all right.
there when I'm there. When I'm there, I be there on time. I'll be like the director. I'll be the, you know what I mean?
I
I
got
be
an
knowing
idea.
exactly what it is.
We're gonna talk about this. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this after this drink. Right? I got something for you. How do you prepare mentally and emotionally for a live show? Blow one down. You feel me?
No, I mean, yeah, if I'm smoking weed, yeah, I'll be, yeah, for sure.
Take a shot.
Yeah, some liquor. These are the elements that help me
Right.
get in my bag and not even think. I just start going in. I just start going in and wait for my center to warm up.
Right.
Once the center warm up, and it's just like I'm from here to this, and it's just like boom. I just go in. It's really, you can really warm up. You can really, and it's like I be looking for that moment. It's like how when people be in church, and you know what I mean, and like, you know, the pastor, he talking and the music is playing and he say that one thing, and it's just the music, and they create that moment. Everybody just start getting hype, and you know, it's like I be looking for that moment. I be looking to create one of those moments, but it just don't happen immediately. You got to get warmed up like a car.
What's your favorite song to perform and why?
One of my favorite songs to perform is this song called "Free." It's a song I wrote, and you know, I think I like to sing it because it's kind of like prophetic. It was something what I felt, you know what I mean, and I didn't even really necessarily know what I was talking about, but no, I did. But I kind of like reminisced. I kind of like put myself in the thoughts of the Native Americans. I know it sounds kind of odd because it's like it was a point in time when they was running around this land free.
Right.
They was roaming free. They appreciated Mother Earth and they gave thanks to Father God. You know, and in a sense, I was still talking. I was putting myself in the sight of a man that was talking to his woman, like, you know what I mean? Remember when we were free? So free, you know, whatever laid upon this earth, it belonged to you and I. And then as you listen to the song, it sounds beautiful, but the next thing you know, the direction of the song just changes. It kind of sounds like the note sounds kind of weary, kind of scary. And then I just be like saying like, there is trouble across the water, just a couple of days away from the shore. And it's coming closer. You know what I mean? I basically was just talking about the people that was on their way to come destroy everything that we knew. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
That's tight. I like that. You gotta send me that. Let me play that.
Yeah, it's on our streaming. It's called
Free.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say. You gonna change the title for me?
No, I
What's something new you're working on and you're excited about, bro? I want to hear about this, right? You know, if you don't have nothing, when can we expect something from you?
What it is that I ain't really been writing like that lately. It's like a little personal issue, you know what I mean? That happened not too long ago.
Right.
And it's like it kinda like affected like my flow.
Yeah.
You know,
Life happens.
Yeah. And I'm just you know, I'm more so like on a level, I'm just like, you know what I mean, I'm just trying to get back to square one. Trying to get back to what how I used to do, because I really used to get into like a meditative state to the point where I would just be like I said, like, remember when I said like the center up here, it'd be just like a flow, and I'd just be like, all these words would be flowing through my head, and I would just be trying to, and then I would write down what I like, but it's like it's just a little different, and it's been different lately. I don't mean to bring that, you know.
No, you ain't bringing nothing. The one thing about me, brother, I realize that things happen. Things can happen to slow you down. things can happen to sit you down, but things can happen to keep you moving, right? Once you understand what's happening to you and you can say it out loud, then you can understand what you need to do to move forward. Right, so I'm not judging you. Listen, this is this. If this radio station ain't proof that therapy works, nigga, I'm not mad at you for speaking on it. We just had a show with Chester Community Coalition, right? They handle trauma therapy. You know what I mean? Like they're big on that. They're doing a march, June 7th, from 9th and Curlin all the way down to the Martin Luther King head at the park or Memorial Park, right? Okay. Stop through. Come and sing for the kids, bro. Let them see the stars that we have in our community, right? Because sometimes a star isn't a star until you pronounce it one. You feel me? Yeah. And it's not the people that you're performing for. It's the people that see you. See you, really. Right? Oh, man, he from my neighborhood. I know him, man. He can sing. Somebody recording you on Facebook, sing it, and then next thing you know, you got some record labels calling you up. You got to show up, John.
That's a fact.
You feel me?
Of course.
You got to want it.
Hey, that's what I do. Hey, listen,
right.
That's what I do.
Right.
Really, I depend on the street so much because I don't be getting booked at venues as much as I feel I should. Because it's like, once you get booked for a venue, it's just like, hey, look, I'm giving you your money. Watch what you say. I'm watching you now. As a matter of fact, I'm following you on Instagram.
Right.
I'm following you on Facebook.
Right.
Ooh, I heard what you said. I didn't like that.
Right.
But I ain't going to tell it to you. I'm just not going to call you no more.
Ooh.
So it's like one thing about the streets, I can always go to the street.
Right.
And I think the streets kind of like fuel my anger. Yeah. Because it's just like, man, it's probably the liquor too. Because when I stand on the street and perform, I just don't be out there just sober. You know what I mean? It be liquor in my system. I don't always be high because I be stopping smoking weed. But it's like, nah, man, I be out there. This is like the gas that kind of like keeps me
going,
rolling. Yeah, right. Especially when, I be out there in the rain, hell, sneak. Right. People know I ain't standing in the rain. I'm under shade, but it's cold out and I'm singing. Right. People know these hands. If my hands, if I can move my hands around the guitar, it don't matter how cold out there. If my hands is working, I'm gonna be out there.
That's deep. I like that. Who would be your dream collaboration? Someone you always thought of working with, someone you just now thought of working with, and someone you can dig up and work with.
I would definitely want to do a track with Kendrick Lamar. Okay. Who else? If I were to dig up an artist, I would do a track with like Pac, Big. I sound mad cliche with that one, but it's like, who else? I'm pretty sure it's an R&B singer. There's some R&B singers I know. I just can't think of none right now because I listen to so much music. Yeah, I listen to so much. I'd like to do a track with Spice One, Project Pat.
Okay.
Who else? Angie Stone, yeah. Okay, yeah, for sure, yeah. D'Angelo's girl. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I can do his track with Angie Stone.
What do you hope your legacy will be as an artist? What do you want it to be? We're not going to use hope right now. We're going to say what I see, right? What I want your legacy to be.
A street singer who has knowledge of music, the intelligence of music, because we got to study. And music is a whole world. It's something you can be out here putting your mind. But, I basically want to be known as the intelligent, flawed street performer, singer. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because nobody's perfect. And it's like, I am dope and I study my craft. So it's like, just because you study law, that don't necessarily mean you'll be a part of some big law firm. But if somebody was to pay you and they take you to court with them, you can win a case. Right. You know what I mean? Like, like a John Grisham character. It might be like a dude that's rough around the edges. You know what I mean? He got a rough past, but he been studying law and he's wise on it. It's like I want to be like one of those guys. You know what I mean? Like I would love to be glossy and flossy and glittered up, but it's like, that it just don't work that way. Yeah, nah, I would no. I would like to be living better than what I'm living. Of course, there's some things, better things that I want, but I'm gonna work for that.
Yeah.
You know.
And the fact that you want to work for it is something that is very well respected. You feel me? Very well honored, right? And I'm super proud to know you. Like I told you, anytime you want to come up here, this is the station, bro. Come up here, bring it up here. You feel me? You got a new track. You want to come through here and just vibe out, play some R&B. It's not just podcasts. We don't just do podcasts on Facebook and YouTube. We do a radio show. You feel me? It's a radio app. So we have a radio show, and we're looking for more people to come through here and just talk. Right.
Hey, give me the spill. You know, I come up, give me the spill, and I come up with some
it's your
creative
spill.
stuff.
It's your spill. It's your radio show, so you can highlight 20 of your favorite tracks, and then you let 4 tracks play, and then you talk a little bit, right, about what's going on. How'd you feel about those tracks? Or if you just want to talk about relationship shit, if you want to talk about community stuff, right? It's a radio show.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Right. So we'll think about that.
Yeah, that's dope. I would love to do that.
Last question. If you could give
Nico Womack, love you too, baby.
Advice to your younger self, what would you say?
I would say go to school. Stay in school. Don't smoke weed. And don't be getting in trouble. You know, because if you stay at school, you're not gonna be getting in trouble. What you can learn in school, you can be in school and you can learn something that will open up a Pandora's box in your brain, and it'll just give you a certain intelligence that'll just make you be like, man, why would I be out there hanging in the streets with these fools? These niggas is crazy.
Right.
But see, when you don't got that knowledge and that's all you know, you're gonna keep running into it and you're gonna try to learn the inner schematics of the streets when it's like, yo, you can learn the inner schematics of intelligence. And then you would never, you know, because that's what happened with the music. Once I learned that, it's just like people that I used to break my neck to be around, people that I used to look forward to hanging with, or, you know what I mean, I used to try to, like, you know what I mean, live up to expectations. That stuff is irrelevant. That stuff don't work no more, man. And it don't work no more. And it was for my behalf, not to let them down because I wanted to get revenge on that. But no, that was for me. Right. And it's one of the best decisions I ever made.
I agree with that. I concur with that statement. When you find out your purpose, bro, and you open the doors and you walk through, bro, you realize that every day is not going to be a day where you got money falling out your pockets. But if you continue on your purpose and you continue moving, you know, God's going to make a way for you.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? So I'm super proud of you, bro. Like I said, you know, send me some music. Let's get some music. I want to hear a track. Leslie, you got a track. Is it connected to the Bluetooth? You don't even know if it's connected to the Bluetooth. So we're going to play a track, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming up here. You've been playing with me on this joint for a minute, so, you know, but I want you to come back and do something.
Yeah, that's free. Yeah.
Everything was beautiful. We would lay inside of huts made by hand, then build a great big fire by the shore, gazing at the stars, our backs against the sand. Following the herds of buffalo, we depended on their meat to survive. We depended on their hides to keep us warm. Roaming free, so free, appreciating Mother Earth, giving thanks to Father God. Roaming free, so free. Whatever laid upon this earth was made for you and I, yeah, yeah. There is trouble upon the water, just a couple of days away from the shore, and it's coming closer and closer, and it's coming closer.
That was Free. Mr. John Streets. Listen, it was deep. I think I would need like a glass of wine or maybe a couple shots, right? Because I can. You're telling a story, right? And I'm big on stories, so I can see all that, right? You're describing things that I want to see. So no. Yes, keep creating, John. Come on, man. Whatever you're going through right now, bro, you know you're better than that, right? I hope it works out in your favor, whatever you need. You feel me? But, you know, you come to the radio station, bro, right? And use it. Use it for you. Use it to grow you. Use it to push you, right? So that's what I think. But, you know, I'm just me.
No, that's a good idea.
Right. Anyway. You were just describing how you felt with that song. Like, let us hear. Like how you felt in creating it.
You know, I was right around when I made that song. I just was like, I was sober. I wasn't smoking weed and I wasn't drinking. And I remember just like the pressure that used to be on my mind made me just start writing this stuff, and I came up with that, and I just was like, you know what I mean, and it ended up just being that. And like remember, like, you know, we used to do this. We would follow the herds of buffaloes.
Right.
You know, like that's deep. People don't say stuff like that. So it's just like I just felt like I just had to say, because saying something different like that would make me say something else different. Because I said following the herd of buffalo. Why? Because we depended on their meat to survive, and we depended on their hides to keep us warm. We was running free.
Yes, we were.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I, you know, so that's what it made me just do that and focus on that. And I even did like some research on some Indians.
Right. Why
You know
wouldn't
what
you?
I mean? I looked at some YouTube videos on some
Right.
Indians.
Right. You weren't living back there to even talk about it. So when you want to take a trek back, you gotta research. You gotta look it up, man. So I'm super proud that you do that, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is John Streets, man. Listen, one of the many artists that we have in our city, one of the songwriters, one of the singers, one of the brothers that was instrumental in a lot of the music that was being played in a lot of cars riding through the streets of Chester, Pennsylvania. And I just want to give you your flowers, good brother.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Yo, man, you've been doing this for a while too, man. You've been like sticking firm with this, man. I respect that, man. Like,
it's no
you know,
other-
for you to come out the cracks, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come out from wherever you come from, rather it be up top or
Right.
from the bottom. You from in the middle. You seen that this was your lane,
Right.
and you carved it out. And man, like, look at this. Look
Carving it out. I'm making space for everybody, bro. I realize, you feel me? Like, if it was just for me, I would have did a podcast. I tell everybody all the time. If it was just for me, I would have did a podcast. But it was for All of us, bro. It was for the rappers. It was for the singers. It was for the comedians. It was for the people that want to hold serious conversations. It was for people that don't laugh. It was for the people that want to be mad. It was for everybody. Come here, use a station, say what you got to say, get your audience, move forward. That's all it's ever been about, right? Cultivating mature positivity, meaning we all got to stand together. We all got to work together. If we trying to change something that's happening to us, we got to stand together. Because if we don't stand together, it'll never change.
That's a fact.
They'll keep on winning, right? So, I don't want to get no shout outs, but PBS is suing Trump, you feel me? Because he trying to take the funds from them. He already shut down Job Corps. If anybody's ever been to Job Corps, taking the funds right away from Job Corps. So Job Corps, I guess, is going to go away. There is so much that we have to do. I was reading an article today. I put a little Facebook post up on the information that I got about the company that bought Prospect Holdings and Crozier, and down there in Massachusetts doing the same thing, about to close a hospital up there, right? This country isn't about greed, but that's what's going on right now. And thankfully, our president is right behind them with his Billionaires Boys Club and doing everything that he's doing. And you got to pay attention, right? You have to pay attention. And I said, sometimes things need to fall apart before you rebuild them.
That's a fact.
And that's where we're at right now. So hopefully we can come together. Hopefully black people can stand together in unity, support each other, keep each other standing while we go through this, because this is what, year 1?
This is 4 months.
Yeah, so just imagine. Just imagine. And he told you
For 4 months.
He's only been on president for 4 months.
Yeah, he told you he was
Tore down
doing
the
this.
whole country
Right.
in 4 months.
Yeah.
The unemployment rate about to be sky
Yep.
high.
Yep. But he told you he was doing this when he put out the 2024. I'm gonna come on, everybody that came. He's not gonna really do that, and he's doing it. So, congratulations. I hope you get what you want, and remember.
Remember we should use this, because they really, man, they capitalizing on our disunity.
Yes.
Everything that they taking away.
Yes.
We should have within ourselves.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like Chinese people out here, man.
Yes.
And that's the reason why he probably went up on the tariffs.
Come on.
It's like, he don't want people to be making a lot of money, bringing stuff overseas and still making money. If they're going to be doing it, they got, but anyway, we should be doing everything. It shouldn't be no Arab stores up and down 9th Street, man. They should be black people in them stores, man. These Chinese people, man, I ain't got nothing against them. But at the same time, man, Trump is removing what we should already have established within ourselves. And my name is spelled with a Z at the end, not an S. JOHNSTREETZ.
My fault.
Yeah.
My fault, John.
That's how it was spelled on the lower third.
Yeah. That's my fault. I apologize. John Streets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, good brother, man. Be safe. That's a lot of why I just said, because I know you have information on that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I got an input.
I know you have information on that. You're not coming up here just to talk about music, bro. You're coming up here to talk about the behaviors of our people, right? And why we keep on suffering the way we suffering, right? We don't have any leaders, so sometimes it's not the leaders that we need, it's the people of the community that have to step up, right? So support you, whatever you need. I'm here.
Yeah, I'll be
love
back.
you. Yeah, I know you will.
Kid.
I love you.
Both of y'all, man. Y'all stay strong. Keep
No doubt.
rocking out. Teamwork and make the dream work.
Do whatever. CMPRadio.net, man. This was the Cultivating Mature Positivity podcast. I was about to say studios, right? Live from ReWorld Studios, man. CMPRadio.net. Peace.
Peace.
I'm just streets. I ain't perfect, you know what I'm saying? Just understand my story. Brown eyes, pretty lips, pretty smile. I had to approach you, talk a little while. How you doing? What's your name? Attracted to her body, so I grabbed her by the hand. She said, how out, my name is Nisha, and I'm pleased to meet ya. This girl is a keeper. It's more to this nigga than Dickies and jeans. I was brought up in the streets, and you can't take it out of me. Stop comparing me to other guys, cause they ain't nothing like me. Ain't got a lot of girls trying to be by my side. Tell me, do you wanna ride? I'm waiting on you patiently. Has it ever crossed your mind that I'm feeling you? Has it ever? The same way that you feel me. More than what you see. More than what you see. Just wait till you get to know me. Is it possible that I can take you out one day? Don't you pay attention to the things that your girls say? I wanna be the one to hold you down when you are down. I'ma leave my boys when you say you coming round. Baby, I won't hurt you. I wanna be the first to give you a call just to tell you how I miss you. I hope you miss me. When I see you, I want you to hug and kiss me. We can take it easy. Stop comparing me to others.